Okay, good morning. People are just sending their message. Okay, I think I'm going to call someone to do that. Okay, good morning. You're welcome. Okay, let's start with Blessing. Blessing, can you hear me? Just want to that for you. The last
Yeah.
onboard session.
Good morning.
I can't hear you. Just want to stood out for you. Blessing, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead. Go on.
Okay, good morning. Yeah,
Good
what
morning.
stood out for me was the teaching on waste recycling,
Okay.
like how you can use waste to produce something you can that is, and also the difference between upcycling and recycling. Okay.
That's amazing.
Play for me. Mama, let's play
Okay,
for me.
that's amazing. Well done. So who else want to speak?
Mama, let's play for me.
Who else want to speak? Thank
Mommy,
you so
mommy,
much.
mommy.
Please, I'm hearing some background noise. You can mute. Thank you. So I think I'll be mentioning names now. Yeah, Deborah. Deborah, can you hear me? Just wanted that so that for you could be the inside takeaways on just anything. So that's for you. We'll continue. Can you hear me, Deborah? Okay, you can just write it on the chat box. It's fine. All right. Okay, I see another beautiful face now. Shalom, baby. I hope I pronounced your name well. Can you hear me? Shalom, you can just speak to us, or you can just write it on the chat box. All right, no problem. It's fine. Shalom, can you unmute your mic to speak? Let's hear from you. Okay, maybe she's not here. So, good morning. Yeah, you can go ahead. Good morning. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. So, we are going to be continue. Just give me a minute. Yeah, okay, you want to speak, you can go on. You raised your hand here.
Hi
You want to
everyone.
speak?
Yes. Hi everyone. Good
Hi,
morning.
hi.
All right. So what stood out for me last week was the knowledge I got with the upcycling and how you can use it to your advantage by producing more and more important items that can be reused. And also the agricultural aspect where you
Oh,
can use the climate change to your advantage too, like the because like the speaker has said that change is dynamic, so you can use the change to your advantage by planting so many crops during the season, like during the dry season and also the rainy season. When the climate is high or low, you can use it to your advantage by planting different crops that can grow using that temperature or atmosphere. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
The climate education, we have policies in our country. So at this moment, after the first assessment we had, I went ahead and looked out for different policies, the different laws that govern the climate change action. And at this point, I'm trying to look out for knowledge, and I'm glad for She Grows Green. And thank you so much, Calvin, Uganda. Yes, we can see it.
Thank you.
You're welcome, ma.
Thank you.
You're welcome, ma.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Welcome, ma.
Okay. First I want to thank Oyi for the invite. I don't know if you can hear me. Please let me know you can hear me.
We can hear you, ma.
Okay. So for inviting me to speak to you, it's a privilege and an honor. And I do not take it for granted. And I hope will be able to deliver the topic I was given, even though is a short notice, but I will try my best. I don't know if you can see me. Can you see me? Because I think that my video is on, but I can see myself.
See you, ma.
You can see me?
No, ma.
Oh.
No, ma, we can't
okay.
see you.
So I'm thinking that my video is locked from your end. I don't know. Because my camera is on, the video is on. I can't even turn it off, but I can't see myself. So I don't know, maybe I'll have to go out and come back again, or is there something you can do from your end? You join, okay. So let's see okay, let's see how that works. Let me quickly go out and come back. Yeah. Please let me know if you can see me.
We can't see you, ma.
Okay, so it's telling me that Google has blocked. I need permission from Google, and I'm not sure why. And it's something I have to try to sort out. Yes, of course, I will share my now. So if you can see my screen, just let me know. Let's. You can see my screen, right?
Yes, ma.
Okay. So my name is Tony from Adeniyi, like you all already heard, and I'm going to be speaking on the green entrepreneurship, identifying opportunities in the green economy. And I know that some of you, or most of you here, already know what the green economy is. Also familiar with it. I don't know how you did with your pre-test assessment. How did the pre-test assessment go? Um, what's the name of my okay. Sorry, what's your name? I'd like to know. Is it Oyi that is responding to me? Oh, okay. Maybe okay. All right. Well, so it shows that they know like a bit of what we are talking about, right? Okay, and then I presume this is week two, and so they are supposed to be familiar with one or two things now for those that are not familiar with it at all. Okay, so let's talk about identifying opportunities, building solutions, and creating wealth because this is what green entrepreneurship is all about, or entrepreneurship generally. In entrepreneurship, you identify your opportunities, build solutions to the opportunities, and use it to create wealth. All right. Profit with purpose, building businesses that benefits or sustainability. All right. And the three pillars of green economy or green entrepreneurship. You are doing a business that will benefit the people, benefit the planet, and you will make profit out of it or it will prosper you. So let me ask, if you had 100,000 today, what environmental problem around you will you solve as a business? I want two people that can answer me. You raise up your hand or you unmute and speak. If nobody does that, I will call anybody that I see randomly. So, who wants to talk to me? If I give you 100,000 now, which
Talk, ma'am. I'm waiting.
particular um, environmental problem will you solve with your business? Who wants to talk?
Good morning, ma.
Good morning, Adeike Oluwa. Okay,
Yes, ma. Thank you very much for the question. So the environmental problem I
I'm listening.
want to solve
I,
is, can you hear me, ma?
okay, Adeike, you are having um, network issues. I can't see.
Hello, ma. Can you hear me now?
Okay, so you can speak now.
Okay, ma. I was saying that the environmental problem I would like to solve would
Yeah.
be using turning waste like plastic waste, old tires into gardens, right?
Okay.
For and I would be using that to also solve the problem of not really solve the problem, but I'll be turning waste into something that that secondary school students would use to grow vegetables. It's something that I already started, but that's part of why I'm here. It's something I already started, but that would be one of my focus to get money to buy seeds and to refurbish the waste into proper gardens. Thank you.
Thank you. That's great. That's a great one. So um what environmental challenge is this going to be solving? What environmental challenge do you think this your idea is solving?
Okay, ma. I feel like it is going to reduce, especially plastic waste. Is more of like upcycling rather than just from our last session last week. We learned about the difference between upcycling and recycling, and
Okay.
rather than just it takes a lot of resources to actually recycle and a lot of power. So instead
Yeah.
of doing that, you can repurpose this waste or this instead of these things clogging the oceans and causing issues for marine life and other things, eroding into waters and all of that, we can repurpose it even for our good without necessarily destroying them. Yeah, so
Okay.
that's
That's great. Thank you. I see that Beryl is raising her hand. Beryl, you want to say something?
Yes, thank you. You asked about the question if someone has 100,000. Uh, though I'm from
Yes.
Kenya, so I don't know which currency it is, but uh, so to me, also I'm majoring on waste management and specifically organic waste by
Okay.
transforming organic waste into value through black soldier fly technology, which is like a circular economy. You find like where I'm
Okay.
from, it's next to the lakes. There is a lot of organic waste from the fish industry, from the fish processing industries, from the market waste, because people also do irrigation and do vegetable plantations. But at the end of the day, there is that waste that is left there from the farms. So I use those waste to transform to values through technology, and this is helping solve the problem of waste management, at the same time solving the problem of fish farmers and poultry farmers and the fish farmers, the poultry farmers, and even the farmers.
Oh, wow. Name Wealth. You will be the last person to speak. So tell me, if you have 100,000 today or whatever currency it is in your country, what environmental problem around you would you solve as a business? And if you already are solving one, how will you plan? How will you expand it with more money? Let me know.
Yeah, thank you so much, Madam Adeni. This is Calvin from Uganda, from a community-based organization
Okay.
called Youth Shape Chain Group. So, for us, we are dealing in briquette making already. So, we have an experience of almost 1 year. And what I plan if I'm given more of
So
the
you
money
say you
or
do
more
cricket what?
briquettes.
Okay, briquettes. Okay.
Yeah,
How do you make
briquettes.
the
The
briquette?
one we
From
make
where? From what?
We make them out of the waste, the organic waste, using carbonizer machine and even the other waste
Okay. Okay, so
like
now, since I
morals.
know you
We
can
have
do
even
briquettes
clay.
from rice husk, you can do briquettes from different things. So which one are you doing your briquettes from?
We make them from carbonized organic waste.
Okay, carbonized organic waste. Okay.
Yeah. So for me, after identifying
Different
or
kind of
after
organic waste,
looking
right?
through all
No
the project
particular
work
one.
that we've been doing, we've identified that most of the people lack sensitization about the recycle or the organic waste use.
Okay.
So I think if I'm given an opportunity or given ingredient, I'll be sensitizing the community with more technical skills, so that we forego the problem of unemployment and the problem of poverty within the youth. That's all. Thank you so much, madam.
Okay. You're welcome. Great, great, great. That's just impressive. What every one person has said is quite impressive, and I believe that is why you are here, to learn something that will scale, that will help you scale your business and do better. Okay, so we are going to learn. Sorry, I can you still see my screen, please?
Yes, we can still see you.
Okay. Okay. It's still. Are you speaking to me or to them? Because mine is still not coming on. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about the learning objectives. So at the end of this class, you are going to understand what green entrepreneurship is. If you already know what it is, you know better. You recognize the opportunities in the green economy, just in case you are here and you're wondering, okay, what I'm not sure which idea or which of the business I want to go into. After this, you are going to know. You are going to apply circular economy principles to your business. And I like to always say that, you don't even have to have a green business, okay, or a sustainable business before you practice sustainability. You can always practice sustainability inside whatever kind of business you have, whether it is a green business or not. All right. So you're going to learn how to apply circular economy principles, identify viable green business ideas, learn from successful African enterprises, and develop an action plan to start your own green business. All right. So my slides are not moving, right?
Yes, they are not
They are
moving.
not
It is
moving.
just you've widened it. It
Yes.
is full screen.
Sorry? Yes. I'm wondering why. I am wondering why. I am wondering why, because I found out that it's also not moving. Is it moving now?
Yes, ma'am. It's showing.
Yes, it is moving now.
Okay, what can you see now?
Learning objectives
I
by the
can
end of
see it.
this session.
Okay.
We will be able
Okay.
to. Yeah.
All right. So let's do an icebreaker. So now do a mental check of the community where you live. All right. Just look around mentally, look around your community. What environmental problem annoys you the most? Is it plastic waste? Is it flooding? Is it poor waste collection, air pollution, whichever one it is? And how could this problem be will become a business opportunity. If you are not speaking, please can you mute? Chat Obahi, who can help me mute her? Okay, so I said, look around your community. Of course, do like a mental check of your community. You know the kind of community you live in, all right? What environmental problem annoys you most? I want 3 people that can tell me. And from that environmental problem, what business opportunity can you see in it? Okay, Mary Joanne, go ahead.
Good morning. So, one of the major problems in my environment is plastic waste. And given the opportunity, a business idea I want to try like using the plastic waste for is recycling the plastics into planting pots. Because another major issue that I have with my business is I have major issue sourcing plastic. I'm in Anambra State, and for some weird ass reason, there is no planting pot in my area. So if I can recycle the plastic waste, restaurants now they need those fancy looking ones. So if I can recycle the plastic wastes, those plastics, those leathers into pots, decorative pots that I can keep, we can repurpose the waste instead of just throwing it anyhow and polluting the environment.
Okay,
That's my
so you are saying that what you've seen is plastic waste pollution, right?
yes,
And you want to start making flower pots with them.
yes.
Okay. Where in Anambra State are you, by the way? Because I'm in Anambra State as well.
Okay.
Oh, nice. So we're in Oka.
Them say goodwill up, no? I'm not sure.
Okay, so are you a student?
Yes, I'm in my final year in Unizik.
Unizik. So you're in my school. What department is that?
Agriculture, economics and extension.
Okay, so just give me a few minutes. Let me familiarize with my students. Hope you don't mind. All right, May Joan, it's good to have you here. It's good to have
Thank
you
you.
here. Of course, when they read my bio, you saw I'm a lecturer in Unizik as well in
Yeah.
environmental management. Okay,
Okay.
so what you have seen that is a problem is plastic pollution. So what kind of plastic, because there are different kinds of plastic. So which one do you think that if you are able to get, you can repurpose it to plant
Um,
grass? Which type?
Plastic buckets and gallons. And I don't know, maybe if we can gather enough nylons, I feel like if we melt just the right amount, we can also repurpose those ones.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So I see another hand, Precious, right? Precious Ileka. You are raising your hand, am I right? Can Precious
Yes, ma'am.
okay. So Precious, what in your community right now? Do a mental check in your community. Do look around mentally. Tell me which from all these examples on the screen, which one annoys you most? Which of the environmental problems annoys you most? And how can you solve it? How can it become a business
Okay.
opportunity for you?
Okay. One of the environmental problem that annoys me most in my community
burning fossil fuels, flaring gases is depleting the ozone layer. That is why the earth is becoming warmer, and all those stories. And it became a thing of concern to me. It literally was giving me sleepless nights. If I go home, I'll just be thinking about it. So now, is this why the earth is becoming warmer? Everywhere is becoming hot. So how are we going to tell people that this thing they are doing is what is depleting the ozone layer? Do they even know what ozone layer is? Do they even know all these things, all those thoughts, were running through my mind every day, or any day that we do that course and the lecturer keeps talking about this thing. And that is how I took interest. I said when I finish my diploma in soil science, I will move on to what? Environmental management. And that's because I saw that problem and I wanted to solve it. And like I said, then almost of advocacy, how you tell people, educate people about these things, there was really no innovation like that. All right. So these environmental challenges are the reason why we now have this sector called the green entrepreneurship, because of climate change, because of pollution, waste disposal issues, water scarcity, biodiversity loss. We are cutting down trees. Cutting down trees is not today. We have been cutting down trees to make paper, to do many things. Nobody was really about, okay, what are you doing to that you plant more trees? Tree planting was not a thing many years ago. And we kept losing biodiversity, and nobody was even advocating for it many years ago, saying, as you are cutting down the trees, this is a habitat for some biodiversity, whether animals, whether plants of different species. And once you are taking away their habitat from them, they are dying. And then we start to have endangered species, and then we start to have the ones that have even gone into extinction. All right, because even some of them are even used for commercial purposes. So these challenges, environmental issues that we have, is what created this green entrepreneurship, bringing about opportunities in business to solve environmental problems. Okay, so what makes a business sustainable? What makes a business sustainable? Sustainable businesses are not measured by strictly in fiat currency. You don't measure it in currency. I've said that before, because it's not about the money. It's about which problem do you want to solve. So the first thing that comes to mind, even if you want to measure if your business is sustainable, is not the money that you are making. Which value are you creating across these three spheres? The triple bottom line, the people, the planet, and profit or prosperity. So which values are you creating across these three spheres? The people, planet, and profit. So a sustainable business will treat workers fairly and protect the environment and support local communities. In other words, you are creating employment for the locals in your community. And this also includes ethical supply. For big businesses, where they are expected to have their ESG unit, you see that ethical supply is something that everybody wants to look into, especially the people that audit your sustainability. Some of you might know what ESG is in organizations, all right? So this ethical supply chain is ensuring that even your vendors, the people that supply you things, are also practicing sustainability at their end. So if you want to be a green entrepreneur, you want to go into that business, you have to be very thorough to the end. We are not even allowed to work with suppliers supplying you any kind of thing that you use for your business, not finding out if they are doing sustainability at their own end. That is what the ethical supply chain is. What are they doing with their own wastes at their end? All right? Finding out how they are stewarding the environment through their manufacturing processes, through the processes that they do in their businesses. All right? And also includes fair wages for the local communities. So when we say people, example is fair employment and customer well-being. All right, so you are providing employment, customer well-being, ensuring that the things you are giving your customers is also good. You know, let's use agriculture as an example. A green entrepreneur should practice sustainable agriculture. So in other words, you're not expected to be using chemical pesticides in your farm because those things are dangerous. It enters into the food chain. So whatever chemical you use in your farm, whoever it enters the crop and whoever is eating that plant, heat does not remove chemicals or toxins. So whatever that insecticide or herbicide, chemical herbicide you use, we are also eating it. And that's not customer well-being. All right. Then when we talk about planet, what we are doing is reducing the pollution and also conserving resources. Okay. And then when we speak about profits, an example of that is that business is financially viable. It is sustainable. It's paying your debts. It's helping the economy of your community as well. So this is what a sustainable business is all about. So what were we doing before? We had the traditional business, or what they call the linear economy. And now we have the green business. We have transitioned to the green business or circular economy. Linear is what they call the take, make, waste. So you take the product, the resources from the environment, the minerals, the raw materials that you use to make them, you take them, you make whatever you want to make, and people use it and just what? Trash it. They don't do anything with it. All right? So you are taking raw materials from the earth, you are manufacturing a product using high energy, creating pollution in the process. And then you sell the product to a consumer, and then the consumer uses it and just throws it away. So that's what we were doing. That's the traditional business. All right? Yes, there are some people still doing it now, but we have transition circular, but that is why we are here as green entrepreneurs, and that's why we are learning what we are learning. And anybody in this class learning this, I assume, or rather I believe you are somebody that is passionate about the environment. And I believe you are also an advocate. Advocacy is the highest part of, being an environmentalist. Okay, so as we keep advocating, you see that, or talking about this, educating people, you see that the people that are still doing traditional businesses are transitioning to the circular economy. So circular economy is just what it means, circles. All right, it's a circle. So the green business follows the reduce, reuse, recycle, regenerative model. So this reduce, reuse, recycle is the best practice for waste management. If you know what best practice is, every field have their best practice. There's best practice in human resource, there's best practice in accounting. In other words, that's the universally tested and accepted and approved. There's no other way. Any other way is not as good as the as that one. All right. So the best way to manage waste is to reduce it. If you don't need it, don't get it. If you need it and you get it, find how to reuse it. Okay. And then if you can't reuse it, you recycle it. You can see that there's no disposal here because you are not expected to dispose, except you cannot go through these three. Then you can now go ahead to dispose. All right. So, what is the circular economy or the green business? You design, you plan your product from the start to be easily taken apart, repaired or recycled. That's why you see some of these plastics, they put that recycling logo on it, meaning that it can be recycled. So they expect you to recycle. So a green business or a business practicing sustainability is expected that from the start, when they are designing their product, they are designing it in a way that it can be recycled, it can be repurposed, it can be reused for something else. There's nothing else you can do with it. Okay? So then again, a green business should retain, keep the materials inside the economy by sharing it or leasing it, reusing and repairing. Do you know that most people that do repairing services are sustainable business models? Because how else will you define sustainability if not that I am here to ensure that that thing that spoils in your house, you don't trash it, bring you using it? I mean, there's no other economy. So these are the things: leasing, renting, reusing. Let me give you an example. If you want to practice sustainability, those of you that are not married here, when you want to get married, don't go and make a wedding gown. Say, oh, I want to make my own in the way I like it. That's not sustainability. Sustainability one. All right. So when you rent, you can return it and someone else can also rent it. Because most times you see that people do things. Again, let me give you an example of my two sisters. They never used their wedding gowns again. In fact, one of my sisters, when she was moving houses, after the house when they got married, their first house, they were moving houses, she tied the wedding gown and dropped it under the staircase of the house and moved. That has become a waste. Someone might still use it, true. But there are some people that might not, they'll be like, what's this? Who kept this thing under our staircase? And they might not even see it. It will just be there. And it might get so bad that nobody else can now use it. So leasing, instead of doing something new, is economy. All right. And the people in those businesses are green businesses. Like what I think Beryl said she uses the waste from harvesting from farm and recycles it as compost. Beryl, am I right?
Okay,
For people that
it's not for compost, but we use the technology to make small feeds and
okay,
also
so
organic fertilizer.
that's for livestock feed, right? People that breed pigs and all.
Yes.
Okay, so that's it, right? So return the biological materials safely back to what? To nature. Doing of this is that the resources flow, I will call the loop. Okay, so the waste becomes the raw material. So the waste is collecting from the harvest, waste from the harvest in those farms. She's using it for something else, which is feed for livestock, right? So you are taking waste from nature and returning it back to nature. Unlike the linear economy, where the resources just flow in a straight line and just end up straight into a landfill and the value is lost forever. Okay? So this is where we are, and this is where we are transitioning to, and we are encouraging everyone, around us to transition to. And even if you are not doing specifically what they call it, a green business, like I said, you can always practice sustainability in your business, and that is what that ethical supply chain is all about. You are working with people you things, but they too at their end are practicing sustainability in their own business. So this is what the linear and circular economy is. If you can see it well, you will see that the first one we have the design and the make. Okay, no, let me start from the linear economy. You see that the linear economy is the take. You see that this is where they are mining the raw materials. The make is where they are making the take. Should I enlarge it for you? Okay, you can see it, right? Okay, that's great. The circular economy, you see the design and the make. After designing and making it, you see the distribution, you see the van. The van there shows that they are distributing the products. After the distributing the products to the users, they are using it. Then after the users have used it, they are collect points. And that is why there is also that there's also that system where the manufacturers are also expected to follow up the end life of what they are manufacturing. And that is why you see that companies like Coca-Cola, like Nestle, all those manufacturers, are supporting especially NGOs that are into environmental stuff, because they want to support them to help them to ensure that the environment is safe from what they manufacturing. All right. So in between this circular economy, the designing, the distribution, the use, and the collection and recycling. Okay. In between it, you have remanufacturing, where you remanufacture. All right. And you also have the repair, where you repair what it is that you have that has spoiled, and then you have the reuse. So in between this circular economy, you have these things. Okay. So before the collection happens, there should have been remanufacturing if possible. There should have been repair if possible. There should have been reuse. And that is the mindset that this gives you. It gives you a mindset of, it is not everything that you trash. That's how a green entrepreneur should think, even not just in your business, personally, even in your home, in your office. It's not everything that ends up in the bin. Your mind before you think of disposing it. All right. So next we are going to be talking about sustainable business model. businesses that create value by solving problems sustainably. All right? Sustainability is all about ensuring that there's a way this thing can still be in use. That's what sustainability is all about. For example, a product as a service. So this model is using product as a service model, business model. So you are leasing things, you are sharing things, you are renting things instead of manufacturing 10 of it for people to come and buy. Right? So you are setting up this business model for people to come and lease those things, share it with other people. For example, carpooling. How many of you know what carpooling is? You know what carpooling is? Let me see, like an emoji. Give me an emoji that you know what carpooling is. You know about carpooling. Nobody. Can you still hear me at all? Please let me know you can.
I can hear you.
Okay, so
We can hear
Yes, I can hear you.
okay, so you don't know what carpooling is. Carpooling is, even though I have a car, right? And I have a friend or a neighbor that is working in the same place with me. Instead of both of us putting our cars on the road and polluting the air from the emissions, carbon monoxide coming from our exhaust pipe, we decide that, okay, we'll be going to work together. So 2 exhaust pipes are not on the road emitting carbon monoxide, which is a very poisonous gas. All right? Same thing. You see that sometimes in the banks or in organizations that have marketing, that have to market products, you see that that's how they move. A lot of them, it's not like that they cannot afford. Please let me know you can hear me, because it's telling me that I've lost connection. Please unmute.
We can hear you, ma.
Oh, okay. So you find out that it's not like that they cannot afford to have maybe 3, 4, or 5 cars for all their marketers, but that is their own way of practicing sustainability. So they have this one car. So they are dropping every marketer in the place where they want to go, ensuring that they don't have many cars on the road. Okay, that's just an example of, renting, sharing, leasing. All right, then upcycling waste into new products. You already know what that is. Some of you are upcycling. All right, you can cut up your old jeans and sew them into what, trendy tote bags. I know someone that does that. She has been winning. In fact, I don't know any grant that she has applied for that she did not win. I can't remember. What she does is that she goes to the tailors, all right? Go to tailors, collect what they call the tailor of courts. You know the tailor of courts, right? So they collect what they call the tailor of courts. She collects them and starts using them to make earrings, headbands, tote bags, laptop bags, different things. Okay, that's upcycling. Repair services. That's also a sustainable model of business. I mentioned it earlier. So if you are into repairing anything, you are already doing you already have a sustainable business model, because you are ensuring that people are not trashing anything that they have. You are giving them an opportunity to have a second life or a second chance to that product that is spoiled, ensuring it's not thrown into the dustbin. So we have the waste to wealth. You already know the waste to wealth business model, like turning plastics into furnitures, even bricks, building bricks, like who mentioned now? Remind me, if you are the one that talked about is it Cadmus from Lagos State? Is that
I
you?
did, ma. So one day
Yes.
Cadmus.
Yes.
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 You know,
Yes, ma'am.
melting plastics. I know someone that does that in Cameroon. I can't remember. Okay, I think the plastic guy is his name. You can follow him on Facebook. That's what he does. He melts all these black nylons, or different colors, and then makes them into bricks, what we call interlocking tiles here. And they are stronger. All right. And repurposing, recycling plastics into other kind of plastics. And recycling doesn't take as much energy as when you are making a virgin product. So in between that process, we are also conserving energy. We have the renewable energy business model, the solar, which we all know, even having solar mini grids. All right. Biogas, using biogas to cook from biodegradable wastes. Okay. Then we have the ecotourism. We have the Waste Museum in Ibadan. Jumoke Olowo Okere. I don't know how many of you have heard about her. We have the Lekki Conservation Center. We have many Obudu Ranch. All these things are sustainable business models. Then we also have the organic farming. How many of you do organic farming here? If you are into farming, let me see. Give me a thumbs up, or yeah, give me a thumbs up. Let's into farming, of course. She already mentioned. Who else? Okay, Blessing. Blessing is into farming. Mary Joanne, Blessing. Okay, just 3 people. So, where you use organic pesticides, how many of you know that you can use? How many of you know what neem is? NEEM. Neem tree. Mary Joanne, you know neem tree, right? You're an agriculture,
Yes,
of
ma, I
course. You
do.
should know what neem is.
Yes, ma.
Okay, you all know neem tree. Are you aware that neem oil is a great pesticide? Do you
Yes.
know that?
Yes. Yes, ma.
Yes,
Exactly.
ma.
So
Yes,
you
ma.
use it instead of using all those chemical pesticides or herbicides that we use. You use neem oil, you use chili pepper, you use which other one? The other ones that you practice mulching, okay, in your farm. You do crop rotation. All these are business models in organic, sustainable business models in organic farming. Okay, I'm sure you are getting ideas and you are getting something today. So if you are getting value, please put it on the chat box that you are getting value from what is being shared here this morning. I'm running out of time, so I'm just going to rush to its climate smart enterprises. The emerging green sectors, we have the agroecology sector. There's somewhere they call Shanghai. How many of you have heard about Shanghai in Port Novo? Let me see. Give me an emoji. Unmute and say yes. Something. Let me know. You've heard about Shanghai Center, Port
Yeah.
Novo. Okay, Beryl has heard about it. Okay. Okay, good. I didn't see that name well. Goofy also has heard about it. So what they do is that they take organic waste, make it into high quality feed. So the man has a farm. He's a Nigerian guy. He has this farm. He takes the waste from harvesting his farm. He makes it into manure for the farm. He has a fish farm as well. He also takes from those things the animal waste and make feed for his livestock. Okay, and of course, his livestock, he pours it into the pond where those fishes are. And the pond water is also what? It's also manure water. It's a fertile, very nutritious water, rich in nutrients. So he takes water from that pond too and uses it to water his vegetation, his farm, his garden. That's a closed loop business model, a smart, climate smart enterprise. So we have the clean energy, which is solar, wind turbine. You can even use wind to harness energy. How many of you have watched this movie, the boy that harnessed the wind? Who has watched it or who have heard about it? Oh, Beryl, amazing. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
Raji. If you have not, if you you should see, you will learn. The boy that harnessed, it's a very old movie, but you are going to learn a lot. Harnessing wind for energy, turbine energy is not rocket science, right? For those of you that watched it, don't you think it's something you can do? Right? Because I tried to watch, I think I've watched it twice. I tried to see how that boy put together all those things with battery, with his father's bicycle spoke, different. It's been a while I watched it. Something anybody can do, right? Use wind turbine, and he generated energy. This I'm telling you. What did he use? Stick. His father's bicycle spoke. Just different things that he got from their house. He used it to harness energy with the wind for his community, the whole community. All right? So that's another comes to climate smart enterprises. And then we have the sustainable technology, solar powered street lights. In those days, I mean, just imagine that in those days, the street lights are connected to generators. That's just very funny. If I think about it now, it's just funny that you have to on a generator for a street light so that when the energy or the lights goes off, somebody will now be on standby to come and put on the generator so that the street light can now come on. I mean, doesn't it sound funny? But now there is solar. Every street light has solar. All right. So whether light or not, the sun is supplying the energy. We also have what we call the soil moisture sensors. There are different sensors for agriculture. For those of you that are into agriculture, I don't know if you've heard about it. There's even the manure sensor, different things. The soil moisture sensor is like, a tech in irrigation where it also helps with conservation of water, where the water is released only when the soil is dry. They practice a lot in Israel. They also have something they call the drip irrigation. Okay, so that water is released only when the plant needs it. Okay, there's also the one that measures, a sensor that measures how acidic and alkaline a soil is. What kind of manure does it need? Does it need nitrogen? Does it need phosphorus? Does it need potassium? You don't need to put all of them together at the same time, all right? And we also have the eco packaging using paper bags. That's another climate smart enterprise. Instead of nylons, some of us, we like nylons everywhere. Nylon. You go to market, you collect nylon. You're just collecting nylon. Recycle. Take your nylons that you already have or your carrier bags at home to the market, to the malls. I do that. I take it. When they finish packing my things, I'll tell them I don't need your nylon, I have my own. I bring it out, pack my things inside. All right? Carton packaging, you can start making those things for people that, sell food, that have restaurants, and that just package their products. You make paper bags for them instead, because this paper is degradable. We also have biodegradable agricultural waste packaging. Just use something in a leaf, wrapping your food in a leaf is already an eco package instead of a plastic. So these green sectors and the opportunities, what are the challenges that come that you are solving when you go into this emerging green sectors? Soil degradation and runoff and chemical runoff. When using pesticides, chemical pesticides and herbicides on your farm, when there's runoff, those things go into the nearby water body and it affects the aquatic animals. And it also degrades the soil, by the way. Those things degrade the soil. All right? When it comes to the energy, there's grid instability. Like in Nigeria, they will always tell you, oh, the grid, what do they call it again? That the national grid is what? How do they used to put it? I've even forgotten. That the national grid has whatever has fallen. So there's grid instability, But when you are using solar power, wind turbine, there's nothing like that. There's constant light because there's always wind and there's always sun. Okay, and there's also the challenge of wood health fail risk. You are inhaling those things coming from you using wood, maybe to cook or to do different other things that you do when it comes to energy. All right. Then for the sustainable technology, you have resource inefficiency and then e-waste accumulation. This prevents e-waste accumulation. And then the eco packaging also prevents the single-use plastic ban, gives a solution for the single-use plastic ban challenge. Okay. So let's move on to the green toolbox. What is inside a sustainable entrepreneur's green toolbox? This green toolbox is so important. You use it to measure whatever business that you want to do. The circular design tool, which is the closing loop, like what they are practicing in the Shanghai Center. This tool ensures that a product is designed from day one so that it never ends up in a landfill. And that, like I said, is the best practice. And as you can see in that pyramid, because it's a pyramid when they are the illustrating the 3 hours, there's no disposal there because they don't hope that you dispose anything. So you make your product in a way that it does not need to be disposed. You can repurpose, you can reuse, you can recycle it and put it back into in a landfill. For example, the Shanghai Center that has a closed loop farming model where the livestock manure feeds the what? Fish pond. And the water from the fish pond is used to irrigate the organic vegetable crop beds and his vegetations and his farms. Nothing is wasted. I did a project with the German government sometime in 2022. And we used an organization in Chikasin. Those of you that live in the southeast will know them. They make plastics. They make different kind of things. They make vegetable oil. They make soap, antiseptic soaps. They make plastic. Think of any plastic part of a motorcycle. They make it. They make helmets. They make because they make engine oil. They are the ones that also produce the plastic that they use to pack the jerry cans that they use to sell their engine oil. And in that place, no water goes out. With all those things I mentioned that they make, most of these processes, they use water. And there is no wastewater going out to anywhere. They are not channeling it to the nearest water body. They are not channeling it to anywhere. They have done it. They have a system where the water from the processing of this, manufacturing all these things, collects in a particular place and it is recycled up to 80%. When it recycles, it distributes again to all the manufacturing units. Have you seen that? That's a closed loop model. No wastewater. All right? And they are conserving water. So for us in Nigeria, where we use energy to pump water, do you think that they will be as big as that company is? Do you think that they will be wasting money to be pumping water every time? No, that's because they are recycling, their water. All right. So then the upcycling tool is another green tool you should have, another tool you should have in your toolbox. Waste to value conversion. Like the waste museum, I mentioned the waste museum that they have in Ibadan. In this museum, everything there is upcycled, whether it is chair that used to sit down, even the infrastructures there are built, the furniture, the building blocks that they use to build the infrastructures there are plastic, recycled plastics. Okay, everything there is made of car tires, plastic bottles, everything there. That's why it's called a waste museum. Upcycled, everything there is upcycled. All right. That's another tool you should have in your green toolbox, upcycling tool. Then you also now have the renewable substitution tool. Fossil fuel decoupling. So instead of burning fossil fuels, you use, for example, biogas. You know that you can run your generator, you can operate your generator with biogas. How many of you know that? Okay. And I know you also know what biogas is. So you can operate your generator with the biogas. It's just for you to get the, what they call it, is it the carburetor converter or something like that? That you can you can use that carburetor to the biogas will be channeled into the carburetor, so you're not using fuel, you are using biogas. All right, that's the substitution, renewable substitution tool. Then we have the precision automation tool, which is resource conservation. Planting wireless soil moisture and NPK sensors, like I mentioned, okay, into agricultural beds, so that this what they call now, the nutrients are released at the time when the soil needs it. Okay, water is also released at the time where the soil is dry, because you know that every water, let's say that it rains now, no matter the duration of the rain and the intensity of the rain, it's only 2% of the water on that ground that the plants need. Do you know that? Just 2%. They don't need much. Okay, so this precision automation is also a way of water conservation that they do in agriculture. So the sensors in agricultural beds are automated irrigation systems, and it only triggers when the soil is genuinely dry, completely eliminating what? Water waste. So what are the actionable steps for you to start? Identify a local problem. Start by auditing your immediate neighborhood. What kind of waste? I asked that question earlier when we started. Do you think is posing a problem in your community? Is it waste? Is it energy issue? Problem of energy conservation? Is it a soil challenge? Your soils are degraded? Okay, which one is visible? Whichever one is visible, identify it. Okay, build a minimum viable product. You don't have to wait for one massive funding. Construct a small initial pilot, like maybe you want to go into composting. you form some small composting box where you compost your organic waste. You want to go into upcycling tossed bags. Make be like see who will buy it, see people's response to it, test the market interest. Okay, and plug into a local ecosystem. Partner. Okay, somebody needs to be muted. Louis, maybe, or please, can you help me mute Louis? Thank you.
Please mute your mic. And let's listen. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so plug into a local ecosystem to access early stage resources. Let me give you an example. There's this recycling firm that came into town. I lead an NGO, African Cleanup Initiative. It's a very popular, one of the most prominent environmental NGOs in Nigeria, or even in West Africa. So he wants to start up his recycling firm, and he wants to start as a social entrepreneur. So he starts to partner with us. Anytime we go for community cleanups, he's there with his truck, off taking the recyclables that we from the environment while we are doing our cleanup, And we have some other initiatives where we go to schools, encourage them to recycle or collect recyclables, plastics, aluminum cans, pure water sachet. So when they collect it, he picks up a recycler, off takes it from them. When he off takes it from them, he will pay their school fees depending on how many kg of recyclables that they brought. Okay, so him as the recycler will measure it and give the school on behalf of the student or the child that brought that recyclable to subsidize the child's school fees. Okay, so like that, he's gathering his recyclables. Okay, so that's a partnership. He's using that to gather recyclables to start his recycling business. So you can plug into any local ecosystem at all to see how you can start. All right? Tell an authentic impact story. Because modern customers purchase the why behind a brand. What's your story? Why do you want to go into this? And this is going to be an activity that I want us to do. Oyi, are you there? How many, do you have groups in this class? Yes, because I want, yes, Okay, so how many people are in this cohort? How many of them individually? 95 people. Okay. Okay. So I'm thinking of how I want to give the assignment of getting backstory of why they want to become green entrepreneurs. Okay, I think this is how we're going to do it. Okay, this is how we're going to do it. We're not going to do it in groups, right? We'll do it individually. Everybody, give them my is it Facebook now or Facebook? Should I use Facebook or I should use Instagram? So when you tell your story, which one do you think is better?
Instagram, IG.
Okay, you want Instagram, right? Instagram is better. Okay. So Oyi will give you my Instagram handle. So I want to know what your background story is. Why are you doing this? I've told you my own story of why I decided to go, leave soil science and decide to do environmental management, and I've been doing it up until my PhD, master's, PhD. I even had to veer into environmental chemistry, PhD and all. And that's because I just want, to have the knowledge and be able to educate people about the environmental issues that we have and how they can solve it. Okay? So every one of us should have a story. What's your authentic impact story? Why are you doing this? Why do you want to go into an eco business? Remember, at first I said green entrepreneurship is not measured by what? By money. What should a green entrepreneur think about first? Who will tell me? Who will remind me? Or mute and tell me what I said a green entrepreneur should talk about first, should think about first.
It-
Who wants to
I'm
tell me?
speaking, ma'am.
Okay, Hannah.
All right, ma'am. So a green entrepreneur should first think about how to solve a problem
How to solve a problem.
before,
Just any problem.
yes, before solve an environmental problem
Exactly.
environmental problem you discover in your environment before you now
Exactly.
think about making money.
Exactly. So that's your impact story.
Can I say something also?
Modern customers purchase the why behind a brand. Yes, Beryl. Go ahead.
Okay, the first thing that an entrepreneur should look into is the triple P bottom up, like the people, the impact on the people, planet, and profit.
And profits. And that is why profits is last. Thank you for that, Beryl. What impact is it going to make on the people? What impact is it going to make on the planet? Then, before you now think about the profit you're going to make from it. And that is the story every customer wants to buy into. I'm very big on using herbs for, to keep healthy, and using it for any kind of symptom at all. I hardly do drugs, so I research about herbs a lot. So some of the people that I follow that are into herbal or plant-based drugs to help, using it to combat diseases instead of the orthodox drugs, and people that also use nutrition. All of them have their backstory. I know one, she's a cancer survivor. She had to go into research. She just saw that chemotherapy is not, somehow it just dawned on her that chemotherapy does not solve cancer issue. It actually worsens it. Now she uses plant-based drugs to cure cancer. Another person that sells her defied every drug and cream, every orthodox drug and cream that she used. Until one day, out of the blues, she just started applying shea butter on that skin issue and it disappeared. That is how she started researching, how to use herbs and natural products, to solve skin issues. A lot of them like that, they have their backstory, their impact story, why they are doing what they are doing. And we should all have it. So I'm hoping that each and every one of us will be able to um, tell our story. All right? And let me see it. So why we lead in sustainability, women driving change, because every one of us here are women. Women often manage household resources, right? We are the ones that manage household resources, giving them practical experience in what reducing waste, reusing materials, and making the most of available resources. I organize a recycling drive. I normally organize recycling drive. I go to a community, speak to the women especially, and youths, and tell them we are coming to your community so time with a recycler that will buy waste from you. So instead of tossing this waste in the drainage, rainy season is coming. I normally do that when we are approaching rainy season because of flood. So I tell them, don't pour those plastics and all those things. When you see flood in it, you just carry them. Just from now, start packing them. I'm going to give you 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We are going to come to your village square with our recycler. Bring all those things. The recycler will buy them from you. And anytime we want to do any community issue, community work at all in the NGOs that I lead, we start with the women because they are the ones. All right. So many women-owned green businesses will likely also use part of their profits to support their families and improve education. Statistics have shown that, and healthcare in their communities. And that is why we need more women to lead in sustainability. Because the green economy is still growing, it offers women more opportunities to become leaders. Because it's being in your element and doing business with it. Because you are the manager of the household resources. So it offers women more opportunities to become leaders, start businesses, and succeed in new industries. You say, oh, I'm a work from home mom, for those of you that are moms. You can still do this. You can become. I collect, what I mean, I'm an aggregator. I collect plastic, I collect recyclables from everywhere, from my neighbors, from my aunties. I gather everything. And when I have enough, I'll call any of the recyclers that I work with. They'll pick it up and they pay me. You can start doing that also. So women already leading in the space. There are a lot of have Mary Lawani in the Green Hill Recycling. She turns plastic recycling into a reward system. So you bring, there's one of the recyclers that I work with here, Green Republic. They do the same thing. They give you points. You bring recyclables, they weigh it and give you a point. So if you get up to every item they give you has points. So if you get up to maybe 150 points, 150 points can be a laptop, and they give you a laptop. If you get up to 50 points, 50 points can be a set of provisions, maybe cornflakes, Milo, and milk, give you. All right. So that is the same thing that Mary Lawani does in Green Hill Recycling. We have Doyin Ogunye, the CEO of Rest Y, where what she does is that she trains women and girls in coastal side of Lagos to collect and sort plastic waste, and of course, get recyclers that buy it off from them. We have Adejoke Lasisi. Adejoke Lasisi is very popular. Everybody here should know her. If you don't know her, please, after today, go and follow her on her Facebook page on LinkedIn or follow her business page. Her business is called Planet 3R. She's doing a lot. Okay, she's doing a lot, and she's making Nigeria proud. This her business has taken her to different places. She has even gone to a World Trade Organization conference representing West Africa. So she takes discarded sachets, whether it's pure water sachet, whether it's detergent sachet, whether it's salt sachet. In fact, she's partnering with different brands. She's partnering with Dangote, Flour Mills Nigeria, Viva Detergent, all these people that make detergents, because she picks up their sachet to use it and to recycle it into different things, fashion bags, footwears, textiles. They are now partnering with her. So some of them, when they want to do conferences, they partner with her to make conference bags for them and different kind of things. And she's training women as well. Everybody working in her factory, they are all women. She's empowering women, all around. There was a time she was running this training according to regions. In these 2 months, people from the Southwest region, she puts out an application and they register, they come there to Planet 3R. The only thing is that she will not provide accommodation for you. She will train you in all these things that she's making, how to weave these things free. She'll do that for every region. I think last year, the second time she has done that. Okay. Then we have Rita Idehai of EcoBata. She's the person to deploy the very first locally manufactured vending machines. We know how vending machines work, right? How many of us know what vending machines are? Give me a reaction, please. Okay. So a vending machine, the way it's abroad in other countries, you put your waste inside there, whether plastic, especially plastics most times. And it gives you what? It gives you money. If it is one plastic can be $1. It will give you, the vending machine will give you $1. And of course, vending machine is a machine that works for different things. Of course, the ones that are just in the public where you can just put your money and you press whatever product you want in the vending machine and to bring it out for you. That's the same thing. Okay, that's the same thing that EcoBata is doing. They are in Abuja for now. They are trying to set up in Lagos as well. And hopefully they should be able to now be there in every, even if they can't be there in every state in Nigeria or other parts of Africa, of West Africa, they can just try to position to ensure that everybody, has that experience, because it's easier and it's also something that motivates people better. Once you say there's an instant reward that you get from it, everybody wants to, put their recyclables in the vending machine. So Jumoke Olowo Okere, we've talked about her, that has they call her Olowo Waste. You can also check her out, the Waste Museum. We have BioLite, owned by a man, but he uses his clean cook stove to empower rural women. So women that, cook with firewood, inhaling those things and all that, he gives them clean cook stoves. So there are many women doing different things. Even Onyi, we cannot forget Onyi that puts together this for women. Please, let's put our hands together for her, because this is also part of it. There are how many of you on this call learning this at no cost? So please, let's put our hands together for her as well. So these are, women are already leading in this space. So this is your 1 week action plan. I hope you can see it well, just in case you want to screenshot it, even though I know that if you would need the slides, Oni has not told me if she will need the slides. She only told me that this will be recorded and put out for you to revisit too. Okay. All right, no problem. So this is your 1 week action plan that I've designed for you. Very easy. Start it from Monday. Day one, identify the problem. I've already asked some of you this question at the start. Do a mental look around in your environment, in your community. What environmental problem do you think is prevalent? So identify one problem in your home, in your community, or even your workplace that needs a solution. The place where you work, some of you that also have a 9 to 5, they are not even practicing sustainability. As a green entrepreneur, as an environmentalist, don't be in a place where they are not practicing sustainability. As a lecturer in my department, this is my 5 years being there. I have provided every kind of sustainable practice in that department. They have scripts. What they used to do, one script is up to 10 years. They will pack it somewhere. In one Ghana must go, heap it somewhere, that is bringing rats and is smelling. Sometimes they even go as far as taking it somewhere to go and burn it. I said, what? And this is even, we are environmental management department. How can we be doing this? This is nonsense. So I got a paper recycler. Now I'm making money. I'm helping our department to generate revenue because they call that paper recycler. That paper recycler will off-take those papers and pay them, give money to the department. The Green Republic, the recycling guy, I brought him specially to my department, organized a brief meeting in our general office, brought everybody, told them this is what Green Republic is doing. Sign up with them. Today, a lot of them are making money. They are gathering plastic. In fact, there's no during matric in my department. Before you close your eyes and open it, you will not see any plastic on the floor because everybody's gathering plastics. So don't be in a place where they are not practicing sustainability. Okay, they want to print papers. I'm the first person that started saying recycle papers in my department. You want to print something that is not going outside the department. You are just using it inside there. Carry the recycled papers, print it behind them, and use it. You don't need to go and be buying papers and say, oh, the school did not give us money. The HOD is complaining about monies that he doesn't have enough money to buy paper for printing. If it is not something important, these are recycled papers. Use them and print it. You want to print your lecture notes for students. You use recycled papers. You print it on that, give it to them, they'll go and photocopy. Different things. You don't even need to use paper. I'm the first person in my department that started using soft copy of lecture notes. I'll prepare my lecture notes, send it to them as a soft copy on WhatsApp or email, and tell the class rep, put it on your WhatsApp group. Not every time paper. You come and you start using paper to print your lecture note, and then at the end of the day, there's no paper. Then the HOD is crying, oh, there's no money to buy paper. Find a way. There is always a sustainable practice that you can do in your office. Okay, so that's like digressing a bit. Well, I won't call it digress, but in your day one, identify one problem. Okay? Is it your community? Is it your house? Is it your and create a solution. I just told you the one I identified and created a solution in my office. Even though I'm not making money from it. That's the only difference. But there is the people and there is the planet. It's only the profit and prosperity that is missing. That is missing inside. Okay? So now day 2, research the problem. Go and do a research about the problem. Then talk to at least 3 to 5 people that are affected by that problem and understand their needs. When you understand their needs, you can even ask them, so this your need now. If I create a business out of it or a product out of it, will you patronize me? Will you buy the product? That's your day 2. Then day 3, brainstorm one green business idea. Maybe anyone that you have taken away from that could solve that problem. Keep it simple and practical. The next day, identify your customers and your value proposition. Who will buy your product or your service and why? Sit down and document that. Okay? Day 5, create a simple business plan. You can't start a business without a business plan. Outline your product or whether it's a service. What is the cost, the pricing, and the expected income? And of course, you are going to have the slide, so you are going to just go to the sustainable business models that I have given, all right, and the imagine eco businesses. To you can pick out whichever one you want to do if you are not doing any. Okay. Then seek feedback. Share your idea with a mentor or a friend or anybody or someone that you see as a potential customer. Okay, and refine it based on their input. Because one thing is the one using the business. You're doing that business for people. So you don't just wake up one morning and sit down and say, I think this is how I want to be running this business now. No, you don't do that. You find your business according to how the feedback is coming to you. It's not anything that comes to your head. You say, okay, I'm refining my business like this. That's not what you should do. Every business should be refined according to the customer's feedback. Okay? So seek feedback, share your idea with someone or a potential customer and refine it. If you have written down anything in that your business plan, where you now share this with somebody, whatever feedback that person gives you, go back to that your plan, that your idea, and refine it based on that person's feedback or those people's feedback. All right? So your day 7, take your first step, register for a business training. This is already a business training for you. I don't know how many weeks this training, only how many weeks are they going to be here? Okay. Wow. That's amazing. Please put your hands together for this initiative. I want to see your virtual hands. 10 weeks. So, what other business training? Because I know that every model that you are going to learn, the topic for every model is also going to help you enhance the business ideas that you have. So even after now, when you graduate, you can still go look for business trainings, okay? Learning and knowledge never ends. Then create your business name. Make a prototype. You are already in a business training already. So that one has been taken care of. So what you're now going to do in your day 7 is create your business name. Make a prototype of that business. Okay? And start a social media page. Don't wait. Just start immediately. Okay? So I said here that we cannot solve our global environmental crisis without the ingenuity, leadership, and the entrepreneurial spirit of women. Do you agree with me? Women, we have a lot of women leaders that have great entrepreneurial spirit that will, solve the global environmental crisis that we have. The future is green, and that green future is what? Is you. So don't wait for the perfect idea. And that is actually the reason for this the 7-day action plan that I shared with you. Okay? So that you don't wait. You don't have to wait for a perfect idea. Start solving one real environmental problem around you. So take action today. Thank you. I will now take questions.
Wow, what an amazing session. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you for this insightful session. We really appreciate it. Please let us take our questions and knowledge. Thank you so much. So you can ask your question. You can ask a question. Okay. You can as well drop it on the chat box and ask your question. Yeah, you can unmute your mic.
Okay, thank you. Can I ask one question?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, in my venture, I do like my project is like integrated, because as much as I'm solving the key problem that I'm solving is environmental waste management, where there is a lot of organic waste in my soil. So the reason as to why I'm saying it is integrated is that I produce organic fertilizer from my venture using the black soldier fly technology, in ensuring I convert the organic waste into organic fertilizer and protein content. And it is integrated because at the same time, I'm a vegetable farmer. I use the organic fertilizer in my farms, and I also use the protein in my poultry farm, and I sell some of the proteins, but for the organic fertilizer, I use it generally in my vegetable farms next to the lake. So my question is, when I'm generating like a business plan from the action plan, do I put it as do I consider one sector of the business side or of the project, or do I do it as an integrated one the way it is? Because the integration is whereby I have the poultry farm. I use my proteins to feed the poultry and generate money. At the same time, I have organic farm. I can use the organic fertilizer in my vegetable farm to generate money. At the same time, I sell the products from the waste management products that I get. So the question is that when I'm generating these and generalize on one sector, maybe like black soldier flies, or do I focus on the poultry farm, or do I focus on the vegetable farm? Thank you. Back to you.
All right. This is only back to
Okay, so that you want to because if I understand you well, you want to know which from the 7-day action plan, the plan. Is that what you're trying to say? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, okay. So you don't have to focus on any. Okay? You can do both. Follow the action plan with both, because what you are doing is not even separate. Okay? What you are doing is not even separate. That's why I called it a closed loop model. So they are one. You don't need to say, okay, let me focus on this one or focus on this one, because they are serving each other. So when you are developing your action plan, please, you can go ahead and integrate all of them. Okay? You don't need to, focus on one and leave off one, because question. Other question? Any other person has a question, you can, raise your virtual hand, or you can just unmute and speak. I think I finished quite on this question and answer is supposed to be part of the time that I was given. Okay, I see that no other question. I see a question. Blessing asking a question in the chat. Hmm. Um, Blessing said, I'm into palm oil business. Please, ma'am, I want to know which environmental challenges I'm solving. Okay, being into palm oil business is like every other business. So for your palm oil business to now be a sustainable model business, it depends on the processes. So do you have a palm oil, Blessing, if you can hear me, do you buy the palm oil from the people that manufacture it and sell? Is that what you're doing? You can unmute and answer me. Is that what you're doing, Blessing? Can Blessing hear me? Okay, so if you don't have an oil palm um, farm, okay, or vegetation, because if you have an oil palm farm or vegetation, I can tell you that there are many things that you can do, as recycling the wastes that come from your harvesting. There are a lot of things. Okay, but if you just buy palm oil, okay, to sell, what environmental problem are you solving? You are not solving any environmental problem, in quote, but you can do something in that business that will help to solve an environmental problem. If you can hear me and you understand what I'm saying, okay? So you are selling palm oil, let's say in plastic um, containers, okay? Are you thinking of a way that you can have a packaging? So are you doing something about advocating to your customers about returning those plastics that you used to sell to them? They say this plastic container, when it finishes, you want to buy another one, come back with that plastic. Are you seeing? You're already practicing sustainability. You are curtailing the amount of plastics that they are going to be throwing in the environment. So you tell them, bring it back, I'll refill it for you. So you start the refilling practice with your business and many other things that you can do. Okay? So just sell. So I think that will be the last question we're going to take. If there's any other
Thank you,
question,
ma'am.
Onyi will send it to me. I can answer it. Okay.
Can I,
Oh,
can I
burial.
answer that?
Yes, burial. Exactly. Burial. Please answer the question. I'm sure you have something to say about that.
Thank you. If you're doing pigs and poultry, remember, like I said, I'm doing black soldier fly farming, and I collect pig waste and poultry waste to use the to feed to the black soldier fly and produce the feeds that I also give to the pigs and the poultry. So you can use their waste to make the feeds for yourself for the same animal. So it's a circular economy.
So it's that simple. It's not supposed to be a challenge at all. Even if you are not using it for yourself, I'm sure there are other people. Okay, so you guys are in the same group. Reach out to Burial for more information. Is that okay? All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I will
Yes,
send
it's okay.
the slide for you to share with you. Thank you. Thank you. Unfortunately, my video is not on. It's so painful, but yeah. Mhm.
Thank you, ma,
Thank
for
you
the
so much,
nice.
Thank you so much,
ma'am.
ma'am. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
for
much,
the
The
ma'am.
insight
Thank you,
session.
Ma.
Thank you, everyone. And it was good to. All right, so I'll leave you now. Thank you so much. Oyi, we'll talk later. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, it was a mistake.
Okay, thank you. I just had a question to your end. Because the track, when we are filling the form, the track is putting the smart agriculture, and there is also another track for circular economy and waste management. And when I was applying, I realized that as much as I'm doing smart agriculture, I'm also doing circular economy, the one I was saying that through the black soldier fly technology, and it's also accessing into the waste management, though. But when I was doing application, the waste management was coming directly on nylons, which I'm not doing, but I'm doing organic waste. So I don't know how which track I'm falling, because for the past time I've been just selecting the smart agriculture as the track. So being that I'm doing circular economy and waste management in terms of organic waste and also the smart agriculture, should I just stick to this track? Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you.